Friday morning and it's 7:32, so you know it's time for SportsBang. Friday edition, usually more exciting because of the gifts that are up for grabs every Friday, and I'm sure Tunde would agree with that. Good morning.
Did you say because of the gifts? Good morning.
Yes. People like to win stuff.
So you didn't get the memo?
That...
And I've also joined
to...
the CJ Men's Association in Nigeria.
No. See, you're too big. You're too everything to be in the association. Please. It's not for you.
What's our motto again?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see what I can do. So guys, get ready this morning. That just might be all you can get it from us.
Oh, come on. No. It doesn't even suit you. Like, you can't fit in with such an association.
Don't worry.
I rebuke it for you.
Card,
I rebuke it. It cannot be.
You know, I can
not for sure that is this generous.
This seems a bit
personal.
I can confirm that Tunde is the Badon coordinator. So
that's ironic for me. How can you give people money almost on a weekly on a show and be? It doesn't relate.
That's before now.
You're too much of a generous person to be stingy. Is all I'm saying.
A lot has changed.
Oh, wow.
Splash is not joining. Don't get me wrong. Splash is generous.
You're more like the face of Splash. We cannot remove the man from the,
So you're not giving me a question, right? Because I don't understand this back and forth.
Question. We're not even talking about the question.
There's no question.
There's no question.
There's no question. Because it is what it is.
I thought we agreed that
I actually do have a question. Oh, really? Yes, I do. And I might add quite a difficult one at that.
Okay.
Yes.
So shoot.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Please.
Okay.
I've got friends. So.
Which, if I hear, nobody allowed me to call any friends. So you're on your own. Which Bolu? Bolu, did anybody... Well, let's not even go there. My question is, which was widely researched, by the way. Who invented the new design of the golf ball?
Are we on air? 26 minutes before 8 o'clock.
Okay. All right. No, it's all right. I know it's hard.
We need to sign on.
You do need to sign on.
We can't keep our people waiting.
I see. So that's the answer to the question. Or you're not even going to attempt. Come on.
We need to sign on.
All right. I know, Wahala. I'll leave you to think about this. Maybe we'll get the answer next week, yeah?
You know, Chacha successfully joined Stingy Women Association.
Don't worry. The game is on.
It's back and forth.
So
you gave me the blessing to look for the toughest questions. I remember that much from last week, so you can't put it on me now.
It's not only tough, it is deadly.
Okay, guys, I'm beginning to feel like I've overstayed my welcome.
Yes, you have. Okay. Thank you so much. On Twitter this morning, we have something very special for you, our wonderful listener. Winning Friday edition of SportsBang. I am a 35-year-old tennis player who has never won a Grand Slam tournament, and my highest position on ATP rankings is 8. Who am I? Let's have your entries on or before 7:45 this beautiful Friday morning, the 15th day in the month of January, year 2021. Welcome on board SportsBang on Friday. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. It's a pleasure to have you on board.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine today. Good morning. Good morning to the guys in the studio and to the listener out there. I don't know. Chacha actually took us on some really bizarre routes, one we were not prepared for. The new design of golf ball. I mean, that's way below the belt.
Whatever that means.
Honestly, I wish I could really just get to the bottom of that. But the good news is that we are not towing that line with our listeners. We are trying to actually be just as gentle as ever. Hopefully, we'll be able to actually get winners today. But I mean, overall, I'm just delighted to be behind the microphone once again and to be on this wonderful edition of SportsBang.
Great one, Ayo. And of course, welcome back from Akure.
Thank you very much.
In maybe just about 1 minute, could you summarize your experience?
Well, it was rather
Sunshine versus Lobby.
Yeah, I mean, it was rather such a very interesting game. One I felt or I wished was actually on the TV. It was a back and forth encounter. Maybe the early opening minutes of the game didn't really bring us that kind of intensity, but the moment Sunshine Stars got the first goal in the 9th minute via Fuade Kelujoti, that obviously opened the flurry of or avalanche of chances for both teams. I remember there's a bit of history. The former Sunshine Stars head coach is currently now with Lobby Stars. That's Kabiri Dogo. Same thing for Bengo Ogumbote, who was also this time last season in charge of Lobby Stars. So that feud, that history, that rivalry already existed. So I wasn't really surprised that Lobby Stars didn't even play like an away side. And of course, they actually had 2 away goals to show for that. They were actually a few seconds away from walking away from Akure with 3 points before Sadiq Yusuf stepped up with a late equalizer for Sunshine Stars. So that really says a volume about how much of an interesting encounter that was. I really, really wish it was aired live on TV.
Okay, well, maybe let's do this next Friday to discuss the managerial merry-go-round that we witnessed in the NPFL. I recall when Sam Allardyce was brought on board to salvage things for West Brom. People were talking about the fact that was his 8th club in the EPL. But I'm sure some down here, if we check things out, it's possible that we may even have managers who have done something close. Yeah,
Bengo Ogumbote already comes to mind in the NPFL.
Because I can already count
He has worked with Gateway, worked with Sunshine Stars, Sharks, Giwa FC, Shooting Stars twice, with Eyimba, with Enugu Rangers, Lobby Stars. I mean, I've counted about 9 clubs now.
Still counting.
Yes, still counting. So I think you can equally just regard him as our own Sam Allardyce. And it's not surprised that on many occasions in times past, he has equally been given a job to salvage a team that was sinking. And I dare say he did that convincingly.
Okay, so again on Twitter this morning, tell us about this 35-year-old tennis player who has never won a Grand Slam tournament. And I don't want to say whether it's a he or she, but the highest position for such a tennis player was 8th in the ATP rankings. Tell us, Faith Adedeji, it's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tunde. Yeah, good morning, everyone. And of course, to our revered listeners. Well, I would say maybe I wish AY actually found a way in his luggage to get me to see that game, because when you get to see 92nd minute goal in games, you understand the kind of encounter that game probably must have been. It must have given pulsating, scintillating feelings for those that probably were in the stands to see that game live. So, well, maybe I'll say congrats to AY on that I got to catch up with that. But quickly, today being the 15th of January, and I will take us into the world of NBA this morning. And it's still something that I'll say down to what we've been hearing about the James Harden impending move to Brooklyn Nets. I'll say that is we had something this great, a trade that was very similar to the kind of move we had with James Harden in 1965, talking about one of the biggest, basketballers in the NBA we've ever had, talking about Will Chamberlain. He had that trade from Philadelphia Warriors to Philadelphia 76ers. Well, Philadelphia Warriors is now known as the GSW, the Golden State Warriors. So it was a big move as well. He had 3 other players involved in that move, and just like the James Harden move, where it had domino effect and ripple effect on other teams, and he also very similar to James Harden's move as well. The team he moved to, talking about Philadelphia 76ers, they also had some egoistic players. There was a clash of ego in the team he was going to. They had some people like Al Green, they had Lucius Jackson as well, who were already established in that particular team, and it was a little bit difficult at the earlier part of it, but eventually they were able to, I would say, bring together all their attributes, and they found a way around it, and they built a domineering team that eventually won the championship in 1967. So maybe James Harden going to Brooklyn Nets, maybe it wouldn't be as disastrous as many people have predicted. Maybe they will still find a way around being able to bridge the gap, being able to bring Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So, well, it's a wonderful time to be on SportsBank, and I hope we get so many winners today.
Okay, you started on that James Harden note, who has been traded to Brooklyn Nets from the Houston Rockets. The Nets announced this on Thursday after the 8-time All-Stars relationship with the Western Conference team broke down this week. Harden, the NBA's MVP in 2018, said the Rockets were just not good enough this season as they sit second bottom in the Western Conference with a 4-6 record, prompting the 31-year-old to say the situation could not be fixed. Adding to rival the Nets, reuniting with forward Kevin Durant, they were teammates at Oklahoma City Thunder, and guard Kyrie Irving as the franchise looked to form their own all-star trio. And for the results, in the NBA, Philadelphia 76ers defeated Miami Heat 125-108. Toronto Raptors also ran away winners against Charlotte Hornets 111-108. San Antonio Spurs defeated by Houston Rockets 109-105. Denver Nuggets were victorious against Golden State Warriors 114-104. And lastly, Portland Trail Blazers lost against Indiana Pacers 87-111. And moving on SportsBang this morning, the Bayelsa State capital, Yenagoa, is bubbling with excitement and anticipation ahead of the commencement of the maiden champion of champions wrestling tournament, which begins today, Friday, 15th January 2021. No fewer than 57 wrestlers across the country drawn from the Olympic weight classes, as well as their coaches and officials, are expected in Yenagoa to jostle for podium places at the ultra-modern Dynamite Theatre at Wrestling Complex for 3 days of solid competition. After undergoing the compulsory medical examination and weighing, action will get underway in the tournament tomorrow in the 50 kg and 57 kg, where the likes of multiple African champions Mercy Genesis and Oduayo Adekore are expected to dominate proceedings. The competition will be concluded on Monday with further action in the women wrestling and the freestyle event. Varying cash prizes and medals to be awarded to wrestlers who eventually make it to the podium. The Champion of Champions tournament, which is sponsored by the president of the NWF, Daniel Igali, is aimed at getting Nigeria's elite wrestlers ready for the African Championships and the Africa Oceania Olympic qualifiers, both in El Jadida, Morocco, in early April. And now we move to tennis. Two of the world's top 3 tennis players will likely be without their coaches for the Australian Open after Carlos Moya confirmed he won't travel with Rafael Nadal to Melbourne, and Dominic Thiem's coach Nicolas Massou tested positive for COVID-19, although there's still hope he could link up with the Austrian. Meanwhile, Andy Murray has tested positive for COVID-19 just days before he was due to board his flight out to Melbourne for the 2021 Australian Open. The news has appeared to have thrown his plans to travel out to next month's first Grand Slam of the new season into doubt amid the strict regulations around the top event. Similarly, American Madison Keys looks likely to miss the Australian Open after confirming she's tested positive for COVID-19. The world number 16 says she found out about the test result shortly before flying to Melbourne, and that she hopes to be back on the next tour next month after self-isolating. From tennis, let's just jump straight to athletics, where American Olympic 100 meters all-this gold medalist Brianna McNeil has been charged and provisionally suspended for violating World Athletics anti-doping rules, the Athletics Integrity Unit said on Thursday. The IU said McNeil, who is 29, who won gold at the 2016 Rio Olympics, then under her maiden name Rollins, and also was world champion in 2013, was charged with tampering with the results management process, but did not reveal any further details. Having served a ban in the past, if McNeil is found guilty, she could face an 8-year suspension. So add that to 29, that takes to 37, which would mean she would not be able to return to competition until she is almost 40. The allegation she's charged with carries a ban of up to 4 years. A very interesting twist in the world of sports. And in the ongoing under 17 Waffle B tournament today, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets, that is the under 17 national male team, will be up against Burkina Faso. Remember, they got a lifeline to be where they are right now. That's on 5 p.m. and at 8 o'clock, it's going to be Ivory Coast versus Nigeria Republic. Why? What do you see?
Well, I expect the Golden Eaglet to be able to actually grab this one. It is really difficult for you to have such like golden lifeline right there in the tournament. Once you're buried, understandably you're supposed to be out. But that 3-1 victory for Cote d'Ivoire over Ghana earlier on Tuesday obviously gave them this opportunity. So I expect them to be ready to take away both ends. Interestingly, Nigeria's under-17 faced Burkina Faso in the group stage of the 2019 edition of this particular tournament, and we were defeated 3-2. So I wouldn't really expect such a repetition this time around. And regardless of the fact that Burkina Faso have been one of the best performers in this tournament, I just feel, the fact that you thought you were out before and now you're back in, that should rekindle a bit of urgency, that should rekindle a bit of intensity on the part of the Golden Eaglets. And the usual excuse that they've been offering us, especially in the 2 previous matches, was the fact that MRI disrupted the plans of the team. The MRI test saw that some players were actually taken out of the squad, but I'm not expecting that to be an excuse anymore. You've been able to assemble this team and they played 2 games already. Exactly, they played 2 games already. So this is the 3rd one. Interesting is a do or die, win or bust. You win this one, you qualify for the final and ultimately qualify for the Africa Under-17 Nations Cup as well. So it's all at stake right now for the Eaglets, and we're waiting to see whether they will grab it with both ends or not.
Okay, I'll say the malady of ultimatum coming again. The management of Abia Warriors Football Club of Umuahia has given the technical crew the mandate to win their next 3 games or be ready to face the music. Remember, Imama Amawakabo is actually the man in charge, or let me say the man in the eye of the storm. The ultimatum came after management held an emergency meeting with the coaches at the club secretariat in Umuahia following the dismal performance of the team in the ongoing Nigerian Professional Football League, where Abia Warriors have lost their first 4 league games. The management reiterated that the team has no reason not to do well considering the caliber of players in the team, pointing out that the technical crew led by Imama Amakwakabo has enjoyed the greatest support and cooperation ever given to any crew in the club's history. First and foremost, faith is, it never ends well when you give ultimatum like this. Number 2 is, what has happened to Imama? Since he won the league with Rangers, it's been downhill for him. He got a job with the Super Eagles, he managed the Chan, it didn't end well. Basically, since then, we haven't seen the best of this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about him on SportsBang yesterday. He's looking like the prospect is gradually winding away, and we're not seeing that prospect any longer with Imama. And it's difficult right now for Abia, especially that last game. They lost at home to Jigawa Golden Stars, a team that had not gotten a win on the road since 2008. You understand why that must have been a difficult pill to swallow for the management of Abia Warriors, and that is very difficult right now. They're yet to register a win in the league, and you understand where the ultimatum is coming from. They need to act very fast. 4 games might be 4 games in other leagues, but in the Nigerian Professional Football League, it's a whole lot. You losing 1 home game can even be like you've lost 10 points. We remember Plateau United, they lost the first home game against Kwara United, and what happened? The management told the players that will be reducing your win, half salary and all that. So it shows the importance of winning every game in the Nigerian Professional Football League.
Does this method, does it work?
It doesn't always work.
Does it ever work?
But, in difficult situations like this, you don't want to get relegated.
Does it make sense?
Not, it doesn't. Especially when even the media team of the club eventually goes on social media to release such a statement. I thought this should have been an in-house arrangement. Why would you make it to the public?
I would like to see the kind of contract these guys get. Football is a result game, but then again, it comes with no guarantees. Is it stated maybe in the contract that, okay, if you don't get to win maybe 6 out of your first 10 games, the management...
Even what I'm more concerned about today is if we sack you halfway to your contract, are we entitled to pay you off? That's supposed to be the obtainable, whenever there's a contract. But in this case now, I'm not sure there is such an arrangement, and that's why you have...
I wish we had time to talk more about all of this. Nigerian club Rivers United has confirmed its rescheduled Confederations Cup tie against South Africa's Bloemfontein Celtic will be played in Benin's capital, Porto Novo, on the 23rd of January. The CONCACAF men's qualifying tournament for the Tokyo Olympics will be played from March 18 to 30 in Guadalajara, Mexico. The governing body for football in North and Central America and the Caribbean said on Thursday. And in La Liga, Joan Laporta, Victor Font, and Tony Fraser are the final 3 candidates left in the race to become the next president of Barcelona. On the football pitch, will it matter who wins for Lionel Messi to stay or not?
Yeah, it does.
That's the question. Some are saying if Laporta wins, maybe the chances are there that he stays.
Yeah, he has promised that if he wins, definitely Lionel
He has promised
Messi
you
will
that.
stay. Yeah, he mentioned
Laporta. That
Laporta promised.
He's a politician.
Then Victor Font, on the other hand, promised Xavi. I think he promised that he will bring Xavi on board if he gets to win. So they've all been...
Interesting campaign manifestos for this guys. Athletic Bilbao will face Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup final after beating Real Madrid 2-1 in the semi-final. And Arsenal missed the chance of moving into the top half of the Premier League as Mikel Arteta's side were held to a goalless draw by Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. Can we quickly link up with the BBC Premier League update this morning? When we return, we take your calls. AY, can we go on Twitter to see if we do have a winner this morning?
Yeah, we do have a winner after so many failed entries right there, or wrong entries, let me put it that way. Our winner is at Manuel Pastor Petit rather is the name of his Twitter handle. And the right answer is John Isner. Remember, the question is about a tennis player who is 35 years old, and of course he has never won a Grand Slam tournament before. Meanwhile, his highest ever position on the ATP rankings is 8, and that person happens to be the
great one, guys. Great one.
John Isner.
Congratulations to you. We'll reach out to the BBC Premier League update.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Arsenal were denied a 4th straight win in the Premier League by Crystal Palace. Mark Scott reports from the Emirates.
Arsenal's winning run in the Premier League comes to an end. They had the better of it in terms of possession and territory, but Palace actually had the clearer cut chances. James Tompkins hit the bar with a header in the first half, while Christian Benteke had a header really well saved by Bernd Leno. Arsenal were slow and sluggish before the break, but certainly upped it at the start of the second half and had a frenzy of opportunities, but Vicente Guaita never forced into too strenuous action. I guess one of the major upsides for Arsenal, Thomas Partey, coming on in the second half after a month out through injury, but they lacked a cutting edge going forwards. Palace good value for the point. It finished at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Palace 0.
The football authorities here in England have released a joint statement about their enhanced COVID protocols this week and their commitment to safety and seeing the various leagues completed. Part of that is reminding clubs to avoid goal celebrations and unnecessary contact. The Chelsea boss Frank Lampard says he has told his players to adapt how they celebrate goals.
Football has and always will be a game of instinct, and if we want to take the instinct out of the game, I think it's not that simple. So I think the players are good lads. They don't want to do the wrong thing. They're being asked to do their job through this very tough time, and they're doing it, and that's the way it is, and I understand that. But when they're on the pitch and if they score a goal, we'll try and adapt slightly as well as we can. Ideally, in a perfect world, we'll all walk back to the halfway line and just start again. But with football, maybe it won't quite be the case, and I don't think you can hold players hugely to account unless there's clear flouting of those rules. But that's certainly not an easy line to draw in-game in football.
Meanwhile, Aston Villa have been forced to postpone another Premier League match due to the pandemic. They closed their training ground last week after a number of positive tests. Wednesday's game against Tottenham had already been postponed, and now Sunday's match at home to Everton has also been called off. Elsewhere, Danny Ings has also tested positive for coronavirus. The striker has been self-isolating since getting his test results after Southampton's win over Liverpool 10 days ago, and will miss their game against Leicester on Saturday. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, great to have you back on SportsBang. 0809 155 1055 00569 8678 and 07069 493000. Do we have guys who are ready, daring enough, to participate in our 5,000 game? Here we go. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Today, Samson from Yana Church.
Samson from Yana Church. Good morning to you. Let's have your number. Number one. Okay, what club does Matthew Hoppe plays for? Hoppe, PP, Hoppe, plays for?
Is it a football club?
Hey. It's a football club. I'm helping you here. It's a football club.
No idea.
No idea. Schalke 04 in the German Bundesliga. Let's see if we can take just one more before we leave. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where are you calling from?
Toyib calling from Ivo.
Toyib. Okay, let's have your number, Toyib.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
Okay, now this is as easy as it gets. Which sports star rejected the Presidential Medal of Freedom earlier this week in the United States? Let me add.
Which
sports star rejected the Presidential Medal of Freedom earlier this week?
You know just Thomas.
Sorry?
Justin Thomas.
No, that's not correct. New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. It is what it is. We have to go again, guys.
And the run continues, sadly.
Okay.
I'll quickly drop one for the punters today.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, this is from Germany. The game between Union Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen are over 1.5 goals.
This is a challenge already, and I'm
Don't
picking it
take
up.
Fred's word for
Exactly,
it. Okay?
exactly.
You did have
Meanwhile,
to
we also
always-
have the Rome derby later today. That will be Lazio up against the AS Roma, so I'm going for over 2.5 goals there.
Guys on your own. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks to you for listening as well. Let's do this again on Monday at 7:30. Tomorrow, 12:30, right here on this same station, Splash 105.5 FM. It's all the time for World Sports. 90 minutes discussing, sports on a global scale. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Have a lovely Friday. Enjoy your weekend and bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.